Hey everybody, Wootini from GayGamer.net here with another one of my video podcasts. This is episode 2, and I'm going to start right in to talk about last night. We had a special Gay Gamer meetup in New York City on Saturday, January 8th at the Chinatown Fair Arcade, and it was a mess. There were so many people there. I think this was probably our biggest New York City meetup ever. There were so many people that after a couple hours in the arcade playing fighting games, Bust a Move, I played a little Centipede Missile Command just for, some retro action. Also, I kind of suck at fighting games. Hell, there was this woman who kicked my ass at Puzzle Fighter Turbo 2. That was embarrassing. But after a couple hours at the arcade, we went next door to Ajisen Noodles and had some dinner. And, in fact, there were so many of us that we pretty much filled up the entire restaurant. I think there were maybe 3 tables that were other people. It was amazing. I met a bunch of new people. That's what they're good for, getting out there and connecting with people. After the restaurant, we all went out for drinks. I think pretty much everybody was legal this time. Usually we lose a few people who aren't quite drinking age, but I think this time everybody was. And it's a whole lot of fun, and it's a great way to meet new people who share the same interests, namely games and such. And if you don't live in New York City, I really suggest getting on the forums and checking them out and seeing if there's any meetups in your area. And if not, then go on and post your own thread trying to see if there's any interest in a meetup in your neck of the woods. You might be surprised how many people live in your area and would get together. So definitely do that, because we want the community to just keep growing. Next thing I want to talk about is the 3DS. The big news this week has been the revelation that the battery life is going to suck ass. 3 to 5 hours? That's horrendous. And that's the thing that bothers me, is that Nintendo's always been really good about really good battery life in their portable systems, like the Game Boy Advance, the DS. Those things go, I use my DSi and I use it, an hour into work, an hour back. I can go days, a week, without having to charge it. And, that's probably a good 10, 12 hours there. I don't actually know I'd have to look it up. But 3 to 5 hours seems really low. Now, they could just be estimating low so as to not get your hopes up, and it will actually last a bit longer. But, that's a little obnoxious, because, then it's going to be like your phone nowadays, all the smartphones and stuff that you have to charge, every day. So, that explains why in the video on how to use it that I posted months back, the Japanese woman who was using it got up in the morning, picked it up off the dock, did whatever she was doing, and they showed her going around the streets, and people were just randomly, communicating with her 3DS, and she was getting all these Nintendogs and game challenges and whatnot. And then when she came home that night, she plugged it into her dock before she went to bed. Nintendo wants you to plug it into the dock every night to charge that battery, because it's only going to last a few hours. Didn't think of it at the time, but that makes sense. As you know, I'm going to a special press event on January 19th, so I will see what I can find out about the battery and a bunch of other stuff. I've already gotten some questions from people. If you have anything you want to know about the 3DS, you can drop me a line at wootini@gaygamer.net. and I'll see what I can do to find out some answers. I'm still getting a 3DS. I'm not going to wait for the next iteration when they work out a better battery pack. That's not happening. I'm getting it immediately. This week I got a new game. I got Your Shape Fitness Evolved for the Kinect, and surprisingly, it's kind of cool. It's a little picky in the motion tracking. I'm doing the bicep curls and it's telling me I'm out of sync with the trainer, and it's just a little too picky. I'd like it to ease up just a bit, because I am in sync. I mean, I'm not doing something wrong. but it's pretty good. I knew I was in some trouble when the test to see what your fitness level is. It runs you through a series of, like, you know, cardio and toning exercises just to see, like, how well you can move and how well you can stay in sync to see what your fitness level is. And it says, oh, it's nothing strenuous, but be prepared to move. And I practically broke a sweat just doing that. So I was like, ooh, what are the real workouts going to be like? The real workouts, well, the ones that I've done so far haven't actually been that bad. There's been less cardio in them. But at least it put me in the advanced category, so, you know, that made me feel good. But that's a lot of fun. And the other surprise game that I did not get this week, but that I re-picked up in between bouts of Assassin's Creed killing, I actually started playing SingStar again. Because I had heard that they released about, like, 50 tracks into the Sing Store, and I went to see what they were. And, in fact, they had the most awesome Sophie Ellis-Bextor's Murder on the Dance Floor, so I couldn't resist that. So I actually played a little SingStar, which I have not done in like 6 months, because they don't, there's nothing on there that I want to play. Also, I am now at the very end of Golden Sun fighting the final boss battle, and after like probably a half an hour it kicked my ass, and now I'm going to have to do it again, but yeah, Golden Sun's difficulty level is quite low until that battle, and then suddenly it's the hardest battle you'll fight in the entire game. So, I don't even know if I was making a dent. I kept hitting. I don't know if I was this close to killing him, or if I was still another 20 minutes away. I don't know. But I'm going to kick its ass eventually. And that's about all I've got this week. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next week, maybe. I don't know. Wootini from Gay Gamer, signing off. See you next time.